So I'm making this video today in response to a question that I've had over on my Instagram account. So you can follow us over there as Our Altered Life, and I just post pictures, videos of me and the boys getting up to all sorts. So it's a really great account. We've got a lovely community over there and we'd love to have you with us. And there was a question asked. I get lots of questions. It was a really, really important one, which I thought I would address on a video on YouTube. First of all, what I want to say is that I am really, really open to questions. I love being asked questions because I'm the sort of mum that wants to raise awareness. I want people asking me questions. I want to be able to give the answers because for me, I feel that people often judge sometimes or will stare, whisper, point through not having the knowledge and through a little bit of ignorance, not in a negative way, just a lack of awareness. So if I can help address the questions, then fingers crossed that helps to build awareness, which in turn then will generate some acceptance and more inclusion of children and adults then, like my son Harry. So the question that I was asked on Instagram came last week after I'd taken Harry up to Alderhay in Liverpool for a consultation for his neck surgery. And one of my followers over there said, I hope you don't mind me asking, which I never do, but is no surgery ever an option? And I just thought that was a really good question because he does have a craniofacial condition, but it's not life-threatening. So the answer to that is yes, always. No surgery is always an option. And just leaving him as he is always an option. Other than one operation that he had, everything else has been cosmetic. And there will always be two schools of thought on that one. One that I should and I am right to do that for and with him, and the other that that's the way he was born. I should accept that and I should just allow him to be himself without intervening with medical procedures and things like that. I do get both arguments, but my feeling on it is when I look at Harry as a mum, first and foremost, I absolutely love him. I love his face, I love his personality, I love everything about him. And I did struggle right at the beginning. And if you want to read more on that, then my book is Our Altered Life on Amazon. Shameless plug there for it, but have a read. It's got some amazing reviews. But in time, you know, I did learn to forgive myself of something that was never actually my fault and totally and utterly adore my boy. So it's not about me and what I think of Harry's face anymore. It really is about helping him through a life in a world where people are judged on what they look like instead of who they are. So when I look at him as a mum, then no, I wouldn't want to put him through procedures. I wouldn't want to put him through general anaesthetics and operations. If it was just me and him in our little bubble forever, I would leave him as he is. But that's not reality. And when I look at him through other children's eyes, I think they must feel really confused. Sometimes they're a bit startled. Little children, not so much now, but certainly when he was much younger, would get scared and run away crying. That's not a reaction that's good for Harry or me, and that's not an interaction that's good for them either, or for any of us. So I kind of want children and young people to be able to approach Harry and not feel as startled and not feel as alarmed and give him a chance, because seriously, once you get to know my boy, you just fall in love with him. But unfortunately, the way he looks will put a lot of people off approaching him. So if I can help him with that through surgery and make his interactions a bit more positive as he's moving forward, then brilliant, why wouldn't I do that? The other way that I think about his operations is moving forwards. You know, it's hard to think about your child being 20 or 30 when they're only 6 or 7. Harry's almost 13 now, and I can see him growing. You know, he's turning into a gorgeous, lovely young man. But one day he's going to be an adult in this world without me, which is heartbreaking and quite, I don't know, it's the one thing I fear more than anything in the world is leaving my boy without me, to be at his side and to kind of stick up for him and just be his voice sometimes, and to tell him that he's gorgeous inside and out when other people make him maybe doubt that. And I do know that adults that look different, as well as have significant learning delay, which Harry does, do become targets when they get older. So they become targets for the neighbourhood youth, and for other adults that think it's maybe amusing or entertaining to pick on people like Harry. And I just think if he has an appearance where it makes it harder to do that because he doesn't look as different, then surely that's a good thing. And I'm not saying it will eradicate it. I'm not even, sure that it will stop anything like that happening. I hope to God it will. But I feel that I need to do everything possible to give Harry the best possible chance to be accepted and for people to get to know him and get past what he looks like and just see who he is as a gorgeous young boy and young man. And my Instagram account is a really good example of that, because we've got an amazing community of people who came to the page having seen Harry look different, so they're curious, which is fine. And now they'll say, I don't even see that he looks different. I just see a little boy that's obsessed with the remote controls and bouncing and loves his family. And that's exactly what I want. I kind of want people to see who he is and not just what he looks like. So the long answer to that question, is surgery ever not an option? Yeah, I could leave him, but I want to give him a fighting chance at the life he deserves. And so that's why me and his dad, we're no longer together, but we make those big decisions together. That's why we've both decided to go ahead with the next stage of surgery. And it won't go on much longer. I think with his ear, there'll be a couple of procedures just to make it a little bit easier for him to manage that. The next operation he's going to be on his eye, and there won't be loads more after that. So it's not like he's going to have, another 10 years of surgery. It's just that we've come this far now. We just want to give him the best possible chance to be loved and recognised for the gorgeous boy that he is. So I hope that answers the question in a long-winded way. I'm a bit of a waffler, I do apologise. But what I wanted to say is, if anybody did have a question that they wanted to ask, I'm always happy to answer them. So just pop a question below, and if other people have liked it, so I know it's a popular question, then I'll maybe think about doing another video and answering questions, because I realise that we've got a very unique setup, and you might not have the chance to ask a parent or a sibling, maybe, if you wanted to ask Oliver a question about life with facial disfigurement. You could ask Harry a question, but I have to kind of facilitate his answer because of his autism. He doesn't really understand well enough to be able to articulate how he feels. But by all means, if you've got a question that you'd like one of us to answer, pop it below, and that would be amazing. And if you don't mind subscribing to our channel, that would be fab. And as I say, we're on Instagram and we're on Facebook, so check us out there as well. Thanks very much, guys.